Hi, this is Ronnie, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the Scrap 5 Challenge. It's a monthly thing, and this month's challenge is to use punches or dies, or both, washi, flare, stickers, multiple photos. Yeah, Maura picked the stuff this month, and I had these two printed as 4x6, but I thought, what I'm planning with the layout, that was going to just be too big, so I printed them smaller. I'm going to use that whole set of hearts there on my layout and washi tape. And I showed a punch because I am going to use a punch, not that one. Flare, and I'm putting in those epoxy flare things that go over the top in case I don't use those, and stickers. So I've got everything here. I just got to make sure I use it. And now I'm just showing all the extra things I put in here. The paper that I'm using is the close to my heart, and I did gut that paper. And the white paper I'm using is Stampin' Up, and it's already embossed, and this has like little leaves all over it. I have these puffy stickers and the enamel stickers and rub-ons. I have all kinds of stuff just in case I decide to use them. But, you know, there is quite a few things I'm not going to use. Like I said, I'm going to use that whole set of hearts. And besides the hearts being scalloped, they're also stitched along the edge around there. And I have made this tree with these dies for, well, several times. I don't think I've actually used the dies for anything else. I have made the trees with regular hearts before, but once I bought this set, I've been using it for my trees when I make a tree like this. And you just put your trees, you put your hearts upside down and you layer them and get smaller and smaller. And there I was showing it's embossing dauber, and it's by Ranger. And let me tell you, when you first open it, you got to be careful. It don't want to come down. It don't want to come down into the sponge like it's supposed to. And I thought, well, I'll squeeze it. Don't. Seriously, that little rubber thing come flying off, and I had embossing dauber stuff everywhere. And it's pretty sticky because, of course, it is glue. So it is a mess to clean up. So don't squeeze your bottle. Just be patient and let it come down. Anyway, I called it a rubber thing. It was a plastic thing with a sponge in is what come flying off. And I'm double doing the little tiny one. I'm putting it on the top and the bottom because it's the top part of the tree. And I'm going to heat set it now. And nobody ever told me this when I first started embossing. I watched that scrapbooking show on TV, and they did not tell me. So I'm waiting for it to dry and waiting for it to dry. You don't wait for it to dry. You heat it up and let it liquefy. Once it liquefies, you move on. Otherwise, you scorch it. And yeah, so that was my first experience. And I only did it the one time. That's all it took. One time that I held it on there too long. And that little plastic thing there is actually in the jewelry section in like Hobby Lobby or wherever. And I think it's like $4. So it's a pretty good price for you to be able to put your embossing powder back up. Half the time I can't find it and have to use a piece of notebook paper, but I have kept it pretty well for the last few weeks. I put it right back where it belongs every single time. And so yeah, I was able to use it today because I reached for it and there it was. If you have a bigger set of these hearts or any heart, like I said, I've used other hearts. When I first made this, I was like in grade school and the art teacher had us making it. So this is a held over thing from grade school. And we always had a star to put on the top too. So this one will have a star also. So about now's when I decide that I don't want that color green. See, in the picture, the tree that they're decorating is darker. My tree's darker in it. So I knew I had this piece of close to my heart. And the reason I know it's close to my heart is because it's darker on one side and lighter on the other. And it's more of a dark evergreen. And so it goes better with the tree. And I thought, well, I was making up my mind whether to put the pictures over the top or on the bottom. And I thought, well, if I put them on the bottom, it'll look like they're reaching up to put something on this tree. And then I thought, well, this tree certainly doesn't go with it. So I pulled this color out and see how light it is on the back. Yeah, close to my heart paper. And I had to move that up because I wanted to make sure everything was pretty sturdy on the back here, since all I did was use the ATG gun and hook them together. And yeah, I'm putting it kind of high up because I am going to put presents at the bottom and some strips of paper. I'm trying to use up my stash on this Christmas stuff. The Echo Park came in and I haven't used it, and I thought, well, if I can keep using this and try to make pages out of my scraps, I'll be stretching it farther, and I will have some if we do Christmas in July. If anybody invites me, I'll say yes. And if they don't invite me, I guess I'll do it on my own, but it's so much more fun doing it with somebody else. So yeah, I've got this up there the way I was wanting it, and now I'm going to start adding my strips of paper. I'm tearing it on the end because I like the white part to show, so I'll flip it to tear the other one, because tearing it towards you will help the white part show. And I like the other side of that, and I am going to use the other side, but I'm going to use it on another strip. And most of this strip's going to be hid by the presents. And I don't know why I'm being so picky about putting it down there, because like I said, it's going to be hid by presents. I am going to use that strip there. Oh, first I'm going to put this strip on. This is washi, and because I knew I was going to put it on that dark red, I wanted it to show up because it's like candy cane, and I like that look. And if I just laid it on the red, it wouldn't have showed up as well. So I'm putting it on the cardstock so that it will show up. But I am going to go ahead and tear both ends. And it's a little harder to tear with that cardstock on there. But I like how it turned out. I think it looks really pretty like that. And that other paper those are either stars or snowflakes. I haven't made up my mind which. They look mostly like stars, but then you look at them again and you think it's snowflakes. But it's like my favorite piece in this collection. And I have stretched it about as far as I can. I was so lucky to find one more scrap. It was a good sized scrap. Not tiny, but not really big, but it was enough to stretch it a little bit farther. Oh, I'm going to put my title on here. And I'm using a sticker. So it's "'Tis the Season" is what I'm going to put on there. And I'm trying to decide where exactly I want it. And I'm going to put "'Tis the" up there. And you're going to see me, I think, oh no, I better go ahead and put the season down, because if it moves, it won't be exactly where I want it. So yeah, I'm putting it down and holding on to the sticker. Yeah, I'm going to wear it for just a few seconds and then put it on there. And then when I pull the rub-ons out, I'm going to think I'll use them too. Well, I do. However, they're not perfect. I like to never got them on there. I cut it out because it took so long, but part of it stuck, so I was trying really hard to get the rest to stick. And the last letter finally went on there, but it went on there crooked and only half of it, the bottom half. And the letter next to it, the L, it only had half. So there was two letters at the end that, well, the word was jolly, so the L-Y did not go on there like it should. So I'll have to get out my smash pen and try to fix it. I figure it's so small, nobody's going to notice it unless they actually read the title. These lights are from Paper House. Yeah, I think it's called Paper House. And I love them. And they're puffy, and they're kind of rubbery. They don't feel like the other puffy ones where they kind of feel plastic. These don't. And there was 5 strips of lights, and I used one last year, so I only had what was left. And so I'm trying to stretch it and see how I cut that little bit off. I'm going to put it with the other strip I cut off up there at the top, so they will all have a string of lights. And then I'm also going to use some of those that are individual, because I'm thinking it needs a few more, and I will tuck them underneath the second biggest heart. Right now I'm going to punch out my star, and I'm showing right there that I'm going to punch that one out. So I need to have a strip long enough to stick in there, and I don't want to punch all those out. So I had to cut my paper down. And that paper was actually with the collection from Close to My Heart, so it matches the bows and I think packaging too. Yeah, packaging on the presents that's going to be down there. And I'm not going to use all the lights. Like I said, I'm going to use a few and put underneath the next to the largest heart, which it'll be a little bit before I do it. But I'm not going to use the tangled one. I was really tempted to use it on my reindeer card for Punched Out Thursday, but I didn't. Maybe I'll put a reindeer on a scrapbook page and use it for that. My two of the youngest grandkids had a concert Tuesday night, and so they were up there singing. So yeah, I didn't have it when I made the card and was thinking maybe I'll use it for a layout, but I do have a picture now that I could use it with. I'm cutting some of these presents down just so my lights will show, because I really like those lights and I want them showing. So the bottom of my presents are going to get cut off, and I'm just going to put them on here kind of randomly, just like you would underneath your tree at home. Some are going to be taller and some are going to be shorter, and I'm going to put some on foam tape so they come forward just a little bit, and the others I'm going to just adhere down to the page. And you would think I had enough presents here, but I will get, I think, one or two out of that container that has all the fussy cut stuff in there. I thought I pulled enough out, but apparently I was wrong. And that paper in the background, it is the present paper. Right around the edge, mostly I didn't do any fussy cutting anyway, so I gutted it and cut from the gutted part. And I really enjoyed cutting these out and putting them on my pages. I know some of the bows have a different color underneath them. You can see that. But when I was doing them and gluing them on and actually just looking at the page, that isn't something I was paying attention to. And I just didn't mind it at all. And I still don't. I think they look really cute the way they are. And it sure has helped me, since I do not have any embellishments for this paper. That one there does not have a bow on it. When it was on the page, the bow had got cut off. So I thought I can still use it, so I went ahead and cut it out anyway. The one with the yellow is the same yellow that's up there in the star. And so, yeah, they do match. And see that polka dot one over on the left with the green? That green is what the original tree, the same color it had. And I was thinking, wow, they'll match. But there is a darker green in there also. And it's on the one with the bow, yellow bow. So it still goes. The darker green goes too. And it goes with my tree. And I will use that other one that I cut out for something else. I might use it on a card. I still have to finish the cards for the grandkids' presents. I've got over half of them done, so yeah, I can use it on that. It is not going to go to waste. And I'm going to end up putting a blue striped one on the left-hand side also. Not intentionally. I was just trying to fill in the spot and add different colors there, but I already had it down, adhered to the page before I noticed that it was the exact same one that was basically in the same place on the right-hand side. And here's where to say go ahead and start putting those lights in the tree, and I'm going to tuck them in each little, the place between the scallops. And they're so tiny, I had to get out my poker tool so I could put them under there, because they're a little sticky, and I would try to move it and my finger wouldn't be able to move it, and I tried to pick it up, and of course that wasn't working. But yeah, it worked a whole lot better once I started using the pokey tool. Those are handy dandy little things. And it was not until I was done with my layout and come in here and started editing. I put enamel dots on here, and while I was editing, I thought I could have put those individual lights in place of the enamel dots and put a few here and there on my layout. Why didn't I think of that? I might still go ahead and try it. I don't know. I like the enamel dots where they're at. So I don't know. I might save them for another layout to do it on. They will look really cute on something else too. I put a bunch of that adhesive from the ATG on the back of that. I did remove the little foam thing because it's kind of high up, and just adhered it straight down. Oh, and there's one of the little puffy stickers. It was on a page that didn't have very much on there. And I thought, well, it's black and I've already got some black on here. I'm going to use it. Well, it's black and gray. So I'm looking at it and thinking I need some more gray on this layout. So I will put some more gray. I will be pulling out Ellie Studio. And I'm really surprised how well the stuff goes with the things that I already have on here. The star paper or snowflake paper or whatever, a lot of them is the exact same color as it, so it looks pretty good with it. Pulled out those candy canes. I used diamond press dies to cut them out with. They come with stamps, which I did stamp some, but all of them were turned to the left. All of them. Nothing was to the right. So I used the die and cut fat little candy canes out. So I'd have one that was facing right and facing left. And I like that much better, even if they are fat. Oh, I'm adding this piece here, and I only tore the one side because the other side's going to be tucked underneath a present. And the more I look at it, the more I think it's too wide. I left it like that and finished the layout and everything. And when I went back to take the pictures, because I didn't have my phone in there when I finished, I go ahead and add another piece of that star or snowflake paper, whichever is on there. And then I go ahead and fussy cut some of those stars or snowflakes. Like I said, I can't make up my mind what they are. Let's call them stars because it kind of looks like, you know, scattering of stars up in the sky. So I'm going to call them stars. Anyway, I fussy cut some of the stars out and put them around the page. And I thought that looked pretty good. So you will see that in the close-ups at the end and the pictures, but you will not see it on the layout while I'm still working. Sorry. Here's my mistake using rub-ons. I should have put them on something that I could just remove if I don't like it, but no, I put it on something I already had stickers on. And so my title is going to be 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. And the to be jolly is the rub-on. And yeah, I will cut out most of this because I worked and worked and worked with it just to get what I got down. And yeah, the little Y's kind of at an angle and half of it's not there. So I'm just going to repair it a little bit so it won't look quite as bad and finish off the L. And so I think it looks better if nobody looks super close and critiques it. So I think it's about time for me to pull out the Ellie Studio cut aparts. Yeah, the color, like I said, the colors go really well with this, and there's so much to choose from. I picked out several to go on there, and I love that little Christmas tree, but it's not the same green as either one of the greens that's in here. And so I'm going to use one of them that has it, but I'm going to cut most of it off. So it's just a really thin bit of green, and go ahead and use it just because I wanted to use it. Can you guess what it said? It says trimming the tree. So yeah, it went perfect as far as what it says, and it's like got an arrow, and I was excited to see it, but I thought, man, I just can't use that green with this. It just don't go. And so it gets cut down where there's just barely a tiny bit. And oh, I must have moved my, oh yes I did. I was trying to decide if I really wanted my camera there or not. and I ended up moving back. And there it is. I had to show it off, trimming the tree, because I was excited. I had to show y'all what it said. And I held it up there and I thought, no, it is not going to go. It's just not the right color. However, on the screen, it don't look bad. So I did cut most of it off, and then I'm going to put this dark pink striped paper behind it and kind of camouflage the green so it don't show up near as much. And I'm trying to decide what to do down there. And it's going to say holiday memories on the little arrow. Oh, and that's going to stay there. It's not going to stay at the right. And I'm trimming it down because it went up over top of season just a little too much and got up there in my title a little more than I wanted it to. So I trimmed that down, and I'm going to tuck it back in there and go ahead and leave it there. Do you all get excited when you find something you didn't even know you had? And it is the perfect fit for your layout. Well, except for the color. The color, the green on it reminds me of like the green you would finger paint with when you were in kindergarten or something. Yeah, it's a pretty bright, dark green. And like I said, it didn't go. And here I looked all through that to find something else to use. And I wanted to use the arrow because it says treasured and has the arrow pointing. Well, I also wanted to use the banner because it has a star like the star on that other paper, and it's the same color. So I wanted to use them there, but I wanted to distinguish between the two. So I put some of that dark pink striped paper behind it so that it would. And there I put my trimming the tree on there. And the one that I've got behind it says wish list, and it fits kind of like a paper clip on the photo there. And I'm looking at these puffy stickers again, and I'm just not feeling it. So no, none of them make it on my page, and none of those enamel shapes make it on there either. I am going to use another piece of the washi, so let's go over the list of what I'm supposed to have. One is dies or punches or both. And so, yeah, I used both because I did use a punch for the star. And multiple photos. I do have 2 photos. Like I said, they were 2 photos, 4x6, and I just reprinted them. I didn't cut one in half, although it kind of looks like it when you put them up there together. And let's see what else. A flare, which I used, the one with the deer. And stickers, and was that it? Washi, the washi, yeah, 5 things. So everything is on here, and so now I can just put whatever I want because I've got the important things on there. Oh, well, I'm down to the enamel dots anyway. So yeah, this is almost the end of the layout anyhow. I use the red and the green color both because I like both, and they both go with the colors on here. And then that will be it. But check everybody else out for the Scrap 5 challenge. There'll be a list below. There's quite a few gals doing it, and it is a monthly thing, so you will see it every month. And I'm sure there'll be awesomeness if you go to the whole hop. But I guess you call it a collaboration, maybe. But, oh, there I had to knock off my fussy cutting pieces. There was a couple laying on there, and I thought, well, there might be some I don't see, so I just kind of tilted it over and shook to get them off there. But there's my whole layout. And, yeah, I love that heart. Isn't that cute? And then the holiday memories in the gray, and my little fussy cut star. And another fussy cut, well, I put 2 fussy cut stars there to go with my trimming the tree, which I was so excited about. And then there's my treasured, and I backed it in a layer of red so that it would go. But then I had to turn around and put the washi tape in there. So I really like how it turned out. And there's my presents, and my grandson putting an ornament on the tree. And there my other grandson's putting one up higher because he's taller. So I told him to get the top half, and the littler kids would get the bottom half. And so, yeah, there's my layout, and I enjoyed doing it and using my scraps and seeing how much I can get out of what is left. Yeah, it's colorful and has a variety of papers on here, even though none of them are very big. And yeah, I really like how it turned out. But try a tree made of hearts upside down. Y'all probably made them in school too. And if you forgot, I'm reminding you. But thank y'all so much for watching. If you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. If you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.